On the day of her birth, the midwife screamed and stepped back. "Her shadow! It is not a human shadow!" she cried. The villagers rushed to look. They gasped in horror. It was true. Abena's shadow did not look like the shadow of a baby. Instead, it had the shape of a crocodile with a long snout and a thick tail stretching behind her. Whispers filled the air. "This child is cursed," the people murmured. "No good can come from a girl with a crocodile's shadow." As Abena grew older, the villagers feared her more and more. Mothers pulled their children away when she walked by. The boys refused to play with her. The girls whispered behind her back. No man wanted to marry her. "Who would take a wife with a shadow of a beast?" the elders said. "She will bring bad luck to any man who claims her." At first, Bena was hurt by their words. She would sit by the river, staring at her reflection, wondering why she was different. But then she began to notice something strange. Whenever she sat by the water, the crocodiles would come close, but never harm her. While others feared the deadly creatures, Bena felt no danger. It was as if they knew her. One year, disaster struck the village. A huge, angry crocodile began attacking the fishermen. It was no ordinary crocodile. It was bigger than any seen before, with deep scars across its back and glowing yellow eyes. The villagers were terrified. "It is a demon," they cried. "It has come to punish us." The fishermen refused to go to the river. Without fish, hunger spread through the village. The chief called for the warriors. "Go and kill the beast," he ordered. But when the warriors returned, they were covered in wounds. "We cannot defeat it," they admitted. "Our spears break against its scales, and our arrows cannot pierce its skin." Panic filled the village. "What will we do?" the people wailed. "We are doomed." Then Abena stepped forward. "Let me try," she said. The villagers laughed bitterly. "You, a girl?" But the chief, desperate for a solution, allowed her to go. Abena walked to the river's edge and called out, "Great One, I know you can hear me. Come and face me." The water rippled. Slowly, the massive crocodile rose from the river, its yellow eyes glowing like fire. The villagers trembled in fear, watching from a distance. But Abena did not run. She stood tall and whispered, "Why do you attack my people?" The great crocodile let out a deep growl. "Because they have forgotten the old ways," it rumbled. "They take from the river but give nothing back. They waste the gifts of the water. They no longer respect the spirits of the river." Abena nodded. "Then let me make a promise," she said. "If you spare them, I will remind them of the old ways. I will teach them to honor the river once more." The crocodile stared at her for a long time. Then slowly, it lowered its great head. "Very well," it said. "But if they break their promise, I will return." Then, as the villagers watched in amazement, the great beast sank beneath the water and disappeared. From that day on, the people of Zambia never wasted the river's gifts. They offered thanks before fishing and never took more than they needed. As for Abena, the villagers no longer feared her. They saw now that her shadow had never been a curse. It had been a sign of her connection to the river. Men came forward, asking for her hand in marriage. Surely such a brave and wise woman will make a fine wife, they said, but Abena only smiled. No, she said, I belong to the river. And so she remained by the water, forever protecting it, her shadow stretching long behind her. Not a curse, but a gift from the river itself.